today. Of course, this is Christmas Eve. It's the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And I love the fact that I get to spend time with you today. And I want to tell you today that actually I'm quite proud of each and every single one of you. You know why? Because I'm proud about the fact that you show up every single day. That's right. You show up every single day. I know that sometimes the going is tough. But remember that old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So many of you are out there right now and you show up every single day. You show up every single day in every situation. And in fact, all the tough decisions that you've had to make. And yet you've shown a resilience, you've shown an understanding, you have shown a commitment. I am so grateful for people like that. I'm proud of the people who every single day, go not only the extra mile, but also as well go a couple of extra miles. It was Jesus who said, when someone asks you to do something, do that which is above and beyond. That's what I think is so wonderful. And when we find ourselves making those tough decisions, you have an unwavering commitment, not only to your own self and well being, but for the well being of others. That is so fantastic to be able to do that, to be able to help others, especially when you feel that you're hurting yourself. I am so proud of people who do things like that, that you treat people the way that you want to be treated, that you know that love and compassion is the true way of life. Instead of being bitter, you choose to be better. Instead of walking in unforgiveness, you choose to instantaneously forgive. That is so wonderful. And that's my exhortation today. That's why I'm proud of people who do that. Not only do they take care of themselves, but they take care of others as well. We all know people like that. People who stand about out and stand above. Why? Because they're committed to the well-being of others. One of my favorite organizations, and also as well, one of my dad's favorite organizations is the Salvation Army. You see, my dad fought in World War II. He came from, of course, Ontario, went across the ocean in a boat, and ended up in England. My dad was actually a Navy flyer. He was a navigator, and he was on one of those B-29s, those Lancasters, and he flew hundreds of missions over Europe. Now, interesting as well, during that time, he was also, seeing an organization called the Salvation Army. And the Salvation Army worked with not only, of course, the down and out in England and in Canada, but with the soldiers and met the needs of many soldiers. And my dad, who was in no way a Christian, saw this wonderful organization in action. And my dad said to me one day, he says, and when he saw, we were in Lethbridge, Alberta, and he saw this Salvation Army, Red Shield Appeal kettle. He went over there and pumped a bunch of money into the kettle. And I said, Dad, I've never seen you do that before. He said, I want to tell you something. He said, the Salvation Army is a wonderful organization. And he had nothing but the highest respect for them. Now, the interesting fact is that one day the founder of the Salvation Army was asked, can you put the Salvation Army and what it's all about in one phrase or one word? And William Booth said, others. So I am so proud of not only, the Salvation Army, but I am so proud of people who put the needs of others before themselves, who not only takes care of their own well-being, but the well-being of others. It was James who said simply this. He says, if it's within your capability and also within your means, take care of others. You know what also I'm proud of? The resilience that each and every one of you do in the face of adversity, the grace that you show, the love that you show. It's truly admirable. I love the way that each and every single one of you, when you're faced with that adversity, instead of backing down, you instead you don't give up. You stay the course. I love that one phrase. If you've ever seen that movie, The Patriot, with, of course, Mel Gibson, one of the phrases is simply this: you stay the course. That means that no matter what you face, you stay the course of your life and you stay true to the philosophy of your life, which is, of course, not only taking care of yourself, but taking care of others around you, showing that incredible love. It was Jesus that said this: people will know that you are my disciples by the way that you love one another. I am so proud of each and every one of you who takes care of not only but the well-being of others. There was a great Iroquois chief whose name was Ketchikan. And Ketchikan, of course, was well known for his generosity and love after he came to know Christ. Before he was a Christian, he was a mean and, fierce warrior. But after he was converted, he became one of the gentlest and nicest men around. One day he was asked by one of the elders of his tribe, how can you do this? How can you be this way and now you are this way? He says, well, it's my commitment to Christ. But he said, also what I like to do is put myself in that person's moccasins. I like that. You put yourself in the place of that person and you try to see what they're going through. One of the definitions of empathy is this, that you actually try to place yourself in the place of that person. You try to see things from their perspective, and it gives you a better understanding of what they go through. You know what? I see your pain. But more importantly, you know what I see? The incredible strength that each one of you have. It's not easy to keep going. I love that one little Facebook meme that goes like this: rule number 1, never give up. Rule number 2, remember rule number 1. I think that the incredible strength that you are showing in the face of the adversity, the trials and tribulations. Everything is not good. It was Paul who said this in Romans 8:28. All things work together for good. But not everything that you and I face is good. But you understand that you need to face these things and you walk through. And then when you're on the other side of the trial, on the other side of the adversity, on the other side of this difficult time, you realize that you made it through. But more important, you rose above the situation. That is very admirable. Your courage and determination, often it goes unnoticed. You may be the only one who is working through this thing. And maybe if you have a partner, they will see it as well. But it's incredible how many of us go through these things unnoticed. But I want you to know something. I believe in you. And I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Every single one of you is a champion. Every single one of you is an Olympic victor. That's how I view. When someone goes through adversity and comes out the other side stronger, more resourceful, more wiser, you know what? You are a champion. So I believe in the incredible person you are becoming. Remember, every single day we're growing in the grace and knowledge of the Lord Jesus Christ. But more importantly, we're growing in the grace and knowledge of what we can become. You see, a big shot, for example, is a little shot who kept on shooting. I love the story of Olympic champions, people who, of course, faced adversity. I think of, for example, these hockey players. There's this one particular hockey player who went through almost a death type experience during COVID. And he was able to come back. And when he came back, he was part of a championship team. He was part of the championship team of 2020. That was absolutely wonderful. And yet he had COVID and almost died. You know what? You and I, we can overcome so many things. But you know what? We got to keep going. You know why? Because we don't become amazing because of how we look or the money that we have or the political status that we have or any of those things that the world would consider, top shelf type stuff. You know what makes you amazing is that you keep on going and you keep on trying. So today, enjoy every aspect of this day. It is, of course, the night before Christmas. Now, what is Christmas really all about? Well, it's not about the tinsels. It's not about the trees. It's not about the lights. It's not about the presents. It's not even all the Christmas movies. My wife and I, we've been watching all the Christmas movies. And we have a whole bunch of Christmas movies that we watch. Last night, we watched White Christmas again. And that happens to be one of my favorite movies. And we watched It's a Wonderful Life. It's not about all those things. It's not about the nostalgia. It's about a baby that was born in a manger. I love that one scene where, Charlie Brown, remember Charlie Brown's Christmas? He puts his hands up in exasperation and he says, "Does anybody know what Christmas is all about?" And Linus says, "I know what Christmas is all about." And then he stands up and gives, of course, that wonderful exhortation about how that the shepherds were in the fields, of course, one night. And then all of a sudden, a light shines around them. And the angel of the Lord comes and says, "Today, born in the community of Bethlehem, is a Savior, a baby who is Christ the Lord." And that's what Christmas is all about. If you leave Jesus Christ out of Christmas, guess what? You have a mess. I know that many people would like to do that today. But as we head into both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, let's center our day on that. When I was doing radio, I would often say, He is the reason for the season. He is the reason for the season. And I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I want you to know that I'm so proud of the way that you conduct yourself in life, that you never give up, that you are kind and loving to those around you, and that you make the most of every day and every opportunity, that you maximize each moment. So I just want to give you a little exhortation from David, who said simply this. King David said, "This is the day which the Lord hath made. I'll rejoice and be glad." Make the most of every day and understand that every day is fluid and every day can be a challenge, but you are going to make it. You're going to rise above the situation. Remember that today. My name is Robert Dean Steele. Thank you so much for joining today. Have yourself a great and godly day. Oh, by the way, don't forget, of course, to press the like button and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful for everyone who subscribes to my channel. And I do want to wish you a wonderful Christmas Eve. And of course, tomorrow I'll be on giving a little Christmas message. Also, check out my daily shorts. Every day, I give little snapshots and little vignettes that, of course, are pieces of advice for you today. And I've already done those. Check those out. They'll be up in just a few moments. God bless and have yourself a great and godly day.